It's a rich and unbelievably colourful program, but a very progressive and challenging one as well. I'm very impressed by the kind of polar opposites and yet similarities that you find in the attitude that people have in dealing with both new music and old music.
When we first began to talk about this program, it was actually a number of years ago. And Kristian Bezuidenhout and I started talking about, we would love to do something together, but we want it really to be right. And what could we do that would work? Knowing what is Chris's specialty and what is our specialty.
Lauren and I were talking about this, the idea that the score and the sources are there, but we have a performance tradition that's based on the idea of recreating ideals. In the case of new music, the idea of really working with a composer and really finding his or her style, understanding what they want in terms of sound, balance, texture, all this stuff, really using the text and respecting it with a kind of, not biblical or sacred quality, but the idea that the text is really the most important thing that we have.
And the interesting thing about how I find that Chris approaches music is that it's very similar to the way that we, as an ensemble who's constantly working with a living composer, all of his work is so much about the intent of the composer, and with that as the meeting point and the idea of playing from the score in a very informed way about how to approach the material itself is the starting point for how we decided that we would approach this project.
What's so incredibly attractive about a group like Signal on many levels is, well, there are many things. For one, you've got a group of string players who have a culture of unbelievable flexibility with sound and bowing and everything. These are people who are working with Helmut Lachenmann on one afternoon and then playing music of Michael Gordon and Steve Reich or Philip Glass the next day. There's a sense in which all technique is used to simply serve the music. All the pieces in the first half offer very bold new visions of style and gesture in the 18th century, and of course that's so true of Michael Gordon's Weather as well in the second half.